FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome, and you are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and it's 1/11/18. Wow. And, time marches by. History is important. History will always be important. There's no getting away from it, that we need to learn from history, as the man said, to not repeat its lessons over and over again. Well, hey, usual housekeeping, email me, be part of the show, kl@kerrylutz.com. I don't know what's going on with my Twitter feed. It's been crazy lately. And you just go to @KerryLutz. And don't forget the Facebook page, Financial Survival Network. With that out of the way, so history. How did we get here as a country, a world? That could tell you a lot about where you are going. And how you got here as an individual will also tell you loads and loads about yourself, what's important to you, and you as a person. Well, person you're about to hear from, been on many times. He's an unbelievable stock market timer and cycle person, personal friend, Nick Santiago. Welcome back.
Thank you, Kerry, for the nice introduction, and it's great to be back.
Hey, so I finally got to meet you on the west coast of Florida just earlier in the week, and it was really great. Somebody I've been talking to for years now, Nick. And
yeah, it's been a while.
You started telling me your story, and it was really touching. I mean, you were one of the few people to call the almost exact date of the crash to the day. And yet a few years before that, if we were talking about this, you would have never believed any of your success since that point was possible.
Yeah, it was, pretty amazing, and sometimes I still pinch myself and really can't believe, that the way things have worked out. But it just goes to show you, if you have a strong belief system, you have faith, and you work hard, the answers will come to you. And unfortunately, I was able to call the top in the market in 2007. Not many people can do that. And in fact, you could actually go on our YouTube channel and go back and look in August of 2007. There's interviews up there of me telling exactly what was going to happen and basically giving out the date when it will happen. And our members here in the Money Stocks, they had that date. And again, market peaked out on October 11, 2007. And, we caught that crash. And we played the bounces in between. As you know, we're traders here. We use charts. So we know that nothing goes down in a straight line. But I was basically able to catch that entire fall. And we caught the bottom as well. The bottom wasn't an exact call. I was about 5 days off of the low. But the last week of February in 2009, I told members we are now going bullish in the market, and we started to load up on bank stocks, and we started to load up on just about everything. And March 6th, the S&P bottomed out at 666, which is a scary number, but we were able to capture the low there as well. And since then, we've had a great bull market with some real good corrections in it, and it's been really just an unbelievable ride. The last 11 years would be in the Money Stocks will be around 11 years this month. So it's pretty incredible. That's,
it's so remarkable that you've been doing this for 11 years. I talked to you. I think you're a lifelong veteran of this. I would have never guessed that this was possible, that you just started now. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Well, I had been trading since the early 90s, and I was a stockbroker for many years, but In the Money Stocks we started right in 2007. So, that the company's been around, but I've been in the business, I hate to say it, 25 years. So it's been a long run.
Yeah. Well, being a market prognosticator and a market thought leader, it just seems to be such a natural role for you.
A lot of people don't realize, but I've studied charts for so long, and I'm a student of William Delbert Gann and all of his work. I've studied cycles for many years. I've studied from lunar phases to astrology. I really committed a lot of time and energy to what we do. And this year I've started the year off great. I got 5 winning trades already in the books at the start of the new year, and I'm letting more trades run even today as the market's rallying up again. So far it's been a really good start to 2018, and I'm very blessed. And just every day I pinch myself, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to even come in and do this work. And I'm really blessed and privileged. It's a real privilege and a blessing to be able to do this.
And what you shared with me is that basically you had almost kind of hit bottom in your life. You were really unhappy and discontent, and I guess from what it sounded like to me, you really lacked direction and a purpose. And then all of a sudden... Oh,
absolutely. We talked about it in, 2005. I had my first child. My life was in shambles. My partnership and my business went south, and I had to, walk away from that. And it was a big loss. I had tons and tons of bills and problems. So, I want people out there to understand, life isn't always the easy road. It isn't what it is today for me. I had to go through some real trials and tribulations. But that's why I always tell people, if you have faith and you keep yourself, you pick your head up and don't get negative. The one thing I always try to tell people is, if you want to create a successful person, don't give them a handout. Don't do anything for them. What you do is you inspire them. And, by reading books and by, looking at work from legendary traders like William Delbert Gann, and also Jesse Livermore was a very big impact on my life. I read his life story about how successful he was, but yet he committed suicide towards the latter part of his life, and he suffered from depression. These are things that can happen to anybody. We're all just, human beings, and we're all, we have a sensitive spot, and we have a spot where the ego could take over. These days I try to keep the ego in check. I just really feel like what that stands for is edging God out. And, this isn't a religious, I'm no holy roller by any means, but what I realize is that there is there is infinite intelligence out there. There's a creator, and I just try to work every day and be the best that I can be. And that's, if you do that, everything really takes care of itself.
Yeah, it's so true. So true. So, hey, now we're looking back at 2017, and any surprises for you in the year? Anything that really made you think, wow?
So far, no real surprises. I will say the cryptocurrency world is a surprise. I just, I didn't really think that we would see this phenomena, and right now you're getting stocks that do nothing and they get involved in cryptocurrencies and they pop 300-400%. So that's a little bit of a surprise to me. But as far as the markets go, no real surprise here. I've been, basically bullish for a while here, and I'm still holding a bullish tone. But I do think that the bull run that we're seeing in the stock market will hit major headwinds probably within the next month or two. I'm working on the exact date of that. I think I have it already, but I'm going to let the market play itself out first before putting on a bear costume for a short term.
So is the bull market going to be over, or is that just an intermediate term dip in the market, a long-awaited correction? We haven't had a 5, let alone a 10% correction in years.
Right, and I don't even know if we'll get a 10% correction this year, but I do think we will experience some 3 to 5% corrections. I think that's very possible. But what that's going to actually do is lead to more buying opportunities, because believe it or not, and this may sound crazy, but the country, in my opinion, is headed on the right track. Everything that has happened in the Trump administration, in my opinion, is probably the most bullish thing that we've ever seen. And just cutting, having this tax reform bill turn into law, this is very, very positive for the nation. It's very, very positive for business. And, the market's going to go a lot higher ultimately. So I think traders should brace themselves and get ready. This is going to be, a 1990 style move higher, and a lot of credit. I know, Trump gets a bad rap, and but he's done all the right things for not only business, but for society.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think is the biggest thing that he's done?
Well, I think he's rolled back a lot of legislation that was put in by President Obama. I mean, we really went nowhere for 8 years. It was a central bank infusion that propped up the markets. Right now, interest rates are going higher, and so is the stock market. And that's telling you that the stock market, participants like myself, we know that these are very, very bullish things that are being done by the administration. For 8 years, we had nothing positive done by an administration, with just more rules and regulations. And that always seems to happen after you get a stock market crash or you get anything like that occurring. Everybody, it's like a pendulum. The restrictions swing too far one way and too far the other way. But right now, I think you're seeing, this tax reform bill, which is just unprecedented. You've made American corporations competitive with the rest of the world. You're going to start to see companies want to do more business in the United States, and it really is just the biggest. Plus, even today, you just see Walmart. They gave everybody a raise. They're going to give out, $1,000 bonuses. We've seen it with JetBlue. We've seen it with AT&T. 200,000 people are going to get $1,000 bonus checks. Not that that's a big money to one person, but what it does is it just gives you confidence, and it just tells you what is actually happening in the corporate world. And these companies now are much, much more competitive on a global basis, and it really is just going to be, people will see. We've been struggling to get 2% GDP growth in the United States.
Yeah.
We're probably going to hit upward of 4% before you know it. And I don't think people realize that. Now, this doesn't mean that, things are going to be good forever. There'll be a time where we go into excess, and then the market will correct itself again, and it could be an ugly correction, or it could be even, a devastating crash. But that's still many, many years down the road.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because you look at it, there's definitely a feeling of optimism, of kind of a return of confidence of the country. And we'll see if that carries over to the way things are happening. But certainly Trump is taking on the established orthodoxy in virtually every area. And he's doing it so fast. I kind of look at it like markets, stock markets move pretty quickly. Currency markets move at the speed of light. And then you go into cryptocurrencies and they move faster than anything on the planet. Well, DC moves like at a turtle's pace. And Trump moves at the jackrabbit pace, or the coyote, probably the Wile E. Coyote pace. And they cannot keep up with him. By the time they figured out he's doing one thing, he's already finished that. He's on to the next thing. And it's like, oh no, what's going on here? And, he's got all these disloyal people around him leaking everything. And yet he's still getting stuff done. That's something that I find completely amazing, is that he's been able to succeed with all of these daunting odds against him. And when I look and I say, well, by all rights, the guy shouldn't have been the Republican nominee. He shouldn't be the president now. So to think that there's something he won't be able to do that he sets out to do, I think is really being ignorant of history.
I concur with everything you say. I just, he's already, his list of things to do and things that he said I've never seen a politician ever win office and do what they promised.
No.
This guy has done every single thing that he's promised.
Never happens.
To me, that's a breath, that's fresh air. I mean, that is really more than, any politician I've ever seen do. So it's pretty incredible. It's pretty spectacular. And I don't even think the guy sleeps, but it's amazing what he really has gotten done already.
Very, very little he sleeps. So, hey, you're listening to Nick Santiago. The website is inthemoneystocks.com. Nick called the last crash and the last peak very close to their actual occurrence, and pretty amazing to see the things that are going on. Nick, we want to find out more about your service, signing up. What do we have to do?
Yeah, you should just come over to inthemoneystocks.com. Just check out our blog, Rant and Rave blog. We put up blog posts all the time about different trades. I do a morning video to get day traders ready for the day. Then we have a swing trading service called the Research Center. I write a report called the Daily Market Report each and every night. You get my swing trades in there each and every day. And it's been, a great 11-year journey, and just blessed to be able to do this for not only myself, but to help others out there as well.
Yeah, that's a great feeling. Hey, so if you got any questions for Nick or myself, the email address to get us at is kl@kerrylutz.com. The Twitter handle's @KerryLutz. The Facebook page is Financial Survival Network. Nick, we'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks so much.
Kerry, thank you again, and Happy New Year.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.